Hey folks, how are we going? We had a pelting of rain last night and the first half of the day today, which has been fantastic because I really didn't want to water anymore. I've been watering every day up to last night, that is. And you know how we've spoken about these tomato beds, or this garden bed in particular, how we've got the plastic underneath it. For those who haven't seen this little segment before, how we built them, we've laid some black plastic underneath. Have a look at it there. It's not nailed to anything, so the water can come out. It'll sort of weep out the sides there, but it almost works like a wicking bed. And it's been holding a little bit too much moisture. Well, not for my liking. It's been good for the leafy greens, but not the tomatoes, because I did plant these quite deep. And I thought I'd come and have a look today and see how they're going. Now, they're okay. These are the big Malaccas, the ones that grow really big 1 kilo, 1.5 kilo tomatoes, and they're by nature quite thin in the stem. And you can see this stem here. See how thin it is there? I'll show you some other ones in a minute who are a bit thicker. I'm not sure if this is a big Malacca, but anyway, it's got the curly leaf and it's got the discoloured leaf. It's got the veiny leaf. You can sort of see through it like that. It's a little bit sort of burnt or dark on the outside. All that is coupled from one thing, excessive moisture in the soil. And let me show you that. Come over here. Now that's all right. It's been wet today, raining a lot today, but let me just dig it up. That's not too bad actually. Last time I touched this it was really wet. Now I think because we stopped watering and we've only allowed the rain to come on, so that's not too bad. But still, they haven't really come good yet. So I've kept the water away from these plants. No hose at all. I might water the other garden beds, but not these ones here. I'm going to give them a liquid feed and just spray it on the foliage there, some Eco Boost. Hopefully that'll green them up. Let's have a look at these other ones down here. These are much better. Now these are the ones that are really looking bad, and I planted them because I had them out of the pot for too long. I had to cut this one back because that thing was up here somewhere like that. You can see it suck it up. And remember, you can cut your tomatoes back. If you've burnt them or cooked them or done something wrong to them, you can cut them back. So this is doing okay, but let's have a look at the water here. Oh, this is wet. But it's still good. It's pretty good still. It's damp, it's moist. It's not too boggy, it still breaks up. You don't want it any wetter than that. If it gets any wetter than that, it turns into mud and it doesn't breathe. So that's okay, that's pretty good. We'll go and check another couple beds and we'll make a conclusion from that. Have a look at these. These are doing great. I haven't even tied them up yet or pruned them, folks. And I did mention to you, don't prune them on a cool day because the sap's not flowing through them properly, so they won't heal properly. And they'll keep oozing or weeping out, and that can cause problems to the plant. So these will get pruned on the next hot day, 25 degrees and over. But look how clean they are. See how big and luscious the leaves are on these plants? And remember, these weren't planted straight down. So I reckon, you know, if you're going to plant a tomato and you want to plant the stem down, rather than digging a deep hole in the ground and burying it really deep down below where the sun don't shine, lay it on its side, because that's what I've done here. I've laid it over here. This is where it starts from, and it grows all along there. You want to have a quick look? Let's have a look and see if we can find the stem, huh? I'm going to disturb my plant for you to show you, to see if it's grown any roots along the stem. What do we got? We've got sticks. I'm being very careful here, folks, because I really don't want to disturb it too much. Let me find the stem first. There it is there. Look, I am tearing up the roots like there's no tomorrow. There is a stem in here, folks, but I don't want to really dig it up too much because I don't want to disturb, because I've actually torn some of the roots off. Now, for you to trust me on this one, come and have a look. I've cleaned it up a little bit. You can see a little bit of the green there. So just cover that over. Now, moisture. Too much moisture, no good. Not enough moisture, no good either, because plants won't grow without moisture, and they won't grow if it's too wet as well, unless it's one of those water plants. Now, these plants are doing well. Don't plant your plants too deep, and always remember to mulch on top. And the last bed we're going to check is that one over there, which struggles with the eucalyptus trees. We've had this beautiful rain, and I've been watering it twice a day to keep it hydrated. And I was so excited when the rain came, because everything is alive. And yes, I still haven't mulched. I should have mulched while it was raining, huh? I stuck some tomatoes in here too. This bed would dehydrate within an hour of the sun shining on it. Let's have a look here. How deep have we got in here? because I've got mulch under here which hasn't really broken down because the water hasn't been getting down there. That's dry still. That's just barely got any moisture into it, and that's only about 4 inches down. See how dry it is? Look at it, look at it, look at it. If you've got trees and they're along the neighbouring property or even in your property and you're trying to grow a garden bed, I can't stress how difficult it's going to be for you. It's going to be really difficult to keep it hydrated. That's why you've got to raise the bed. That's what I've got to do with this one here. So try and raise your bed, try and add as much mulch. And if you think you've actually watered and it's a garden bed like this, near a boundary line with trees, think again, because it's actually going to be quite dry. So keep the moisture up. And it's a very important topic because summer's only around the corner. And for those who live out there in the northern parts of Australia, which is warm, if it's humid, you're lucky. But if it's a dry, warm environment that you've got there, it's going to be just as hard to grow anything there as well. And this is a garden bed right next to English box. It's not too bad. It's actually sort of clay silty. A little bit of moisture in it, but nowhere near as much as what would be in the middle there, because the roots are all here. We've got the conifer hedge along there. So folks, always, always, always check the moisture in the ground by digging a hole, getting your fingers dirty like this. Otherwise, just looking at it from above and thinking, yeah, it's a bit wet, it looks pretty wet, ain't going to do anything. It doesn't tell you anything. And nobody can tell you how much water to add into your garden. Only you can do it by checking the moisture in the ground, by digging it up, okay? What are you doing? I'm going to kill you. He just took a wee there. I am going to kill you. Get out of there. You know what? You pissed on that? Get out of here. Oh, Jack, what did you do? Eh? What did you do? Oh, Jack. You know what, mate? You're so lucky I love you, mate. You are lucky I love you. Hey? Hey? You're taking a weed, number one on my little plant down there, eh? You're lucky it's only a flowering plant. Wasn't me cucumber. Good boy. Hey, Cara? Where's the rabbit? Where's the rabbit? Folks, check out our website, Vasili'sGarden.com, for all your great products that you need to get into your garden, to have a beautiful garden just like this one. Bye,